Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial series, we are designing this responsive portfolio website using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So this is how it looks. And in the previous video, we created our project and we set up all the files in our project. In this video, we will start writing the HTML of this design. So let's get started. Alright, this is our project and we already created the boilerplate code for the HTML5. Now let's start with the markup of our design. So first of all, let's write the HTML for this navigation bar over here. So let's go into the body tag and we'll create a nav element and we'll give it a class of main nav. Now in this we need to have these three elements. We need to have this menu icon and we need to have this logo and then we need to have this button. Now we can see these are all images that we're going to use in our design. So I have a folder called images and I'll just copy it inside my project. I will also leave the link of the startup files in the description of this video, so you can go ahead and download all the images and the HTML, JavaScript and CSS files that we see over here. Right, so I have copied this images folder over here and we have all these images over here. So some of them are SVG images and some of them are PNG images. Alright, now let's go back to our design and here we can see we have set a max width for this nav bar. And if you scroll down, we can see that we have the max width for all the sections in our website. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a division specifically for the max width. So let's go back and let's create a division with the class of wrapper. And for the wrapper, we will set a max width in our CSS. Alright, now the first thing we need to have over here is this menu icon. So for that, let's create a division with the class of menu icon. And in that we will have the image. So I'll just type img and press tab. And in the src, I'll just type images / and I have an image called menu icon.svg. So that's it with our menu icon. Now the next thing we need to have is this logo. So for the logo, let's create a division with the class of logo. And here I'll just type the name. And then lastly, we need to have this button. So for the button, we'll just create an anchor tag, and for the href, I'll just type hash for now. You can add the link of any web page over here, and here we'll also give it a class of btn, and this is going to be a dark button. So here we can see we have this dark color for this button. So I'll just type dark over here for the class, and we'll style all these classes in the CSS, but for now we'll just focus on the HTML. And inside the button we need to type install app. So I'll just type install app. Right, now let's open this in our browser and let's see how it looks. So I have this extension called live server installed in VS Code. So once you install that, you can just right click over here in the HTML and click on open with live server. And here we can see we have our design displayed over here. We have the icon, the logo and the button. Right, now let's proceed with our HTML. The next thing we need to have is this hero section. Or before that, let's go ahead and add these dots. So let's go back to our HTML and for the dots, we'll create a division with the class of dots. And in that we will have divisions with class dot for each of the dots. So let's create division with the class of dot. Now we want the first dot to be active at the beginning. So for the first dot, we'll also add a class of active. Now let's go back to our design and we can see that when we click on any of these dots, we need to go to that section. So for that we need to change the division to an anchor tag. So let's type A over here and we'll also add an href. And for the first one we'll just type hash. Right, now let's duplicate this dot, and for the second dot we don't need to have this active class. And for the second dot we need to go to the project section. So what we will do is we'll type hash projects. Now when we create the project section, we will add an ID of projects to that, so that when we click on this anchor tag, we should be taken to that section. Right, now let's go ahead and add the other dots. So we need to add 1, 2, 3, 4 dots. So I'll just duplicate this. And for the third one, we need to have services, and then we need to have testimonials, skills and contact. So let's add the links over here. The first one is services. And then we need to have testimonials, and then we need to have skills, and then we need to have contact. Right, that's it with the dots. Now let's go ahead and create the hero section. So for that, let's create a header. And in the header, we need to have a wrapper division because we need to have this max width. So let's type wrapper. And in that, we need to have two sections. One is for the left, where we have this text and these buttons. And then we have the right section where we have this image and this background shape. So let's create a division with the class of left. And in the left division, we need to have an h1 for this text. So I'll just copy this text. And let's create an h1 and let's paste it over here. The next thing we need to have is a paragraph. And let's copy this text. And let's paste it over here. And then we need to have these two buttons. So for the buttons, we'll just create a container division with the class of buttons. And we'll just create an anchor tag for the button. And for the button, we'll give it a class of btn. And this is going to be a light button. So I'll just type light over here as the class. And for the text, we need to have hire me. And let's duplicate this button. And for the second button, we need to have my projects. And this is going to be a dark button. So let's change the class to dark. And here for the link, I'll just type hash projects. And here for hire me, we can just type hash contact. So we'll be taken to the contact section. Alright, that's it with the left section. Now let's create the right section. So for the right section, we will have a division with the class of right. And in that, we need to have the image for this background shape. So let's create an img tag. And here in the src, I'll just type images / and I have an image called herobg.svg. And we'll also add a class over here so that we can style it in the CSS. We will give it a class of herobg. And let's duplicate this. And for the second one, we need to have the hero image. So I have an image called heroimage.png. And for the class, I'll just type hero image. Alright, that's it with the right section. And now here we can create a comment. Now for creating a comment, you can just press Ctrl/ or Command/. And here I'll just type end of header. And let's go back to our design and let's see how it looks. So here we can see all the elements are displayed over here. Alright, now the next thing we will do is write the HTML for this project section. So let's go back and let's create a section. And we'll give it a class of projects. And we'll also give it an ID of projects so that we can navigate to this section when we click on the dots. Now even for the projects, we need to have a max width. So let's create a division with the class of wrapper. And in that, we will create a heading. So for the heading, we need to type my projects. So let's create an h2 and let's type my projects. Right now for this gallery, we'll create a division with the class of gallery. And in that, for each of the projects, we'll create a division with the class of project. And in the project, we need to have this image and this title. Now for the image, we'll create an anchor tag. And here in the href, you can just provide the link of your project. I just type hash for now. And in the anchor tag, we will have the img tag. And here in the source, I just type images / project1.png. And then we'll provide the title over here. So for the title, we will have a division with the class of title. And for the first project, we have a title of project number 1. So I just type project number 1. Right now, let's copy this project and we'll paste it 5 more times. Right, for the second project, we will have the image of project2.png. And here we'll just type project number 2. And then for the third project, we will have project3.png. And here we'll type project number 3. And in the same way, we have project4.png and project number 4. And then we have project5.png, project number 5. And then lastly, we have project6.png and project number 6. Alright, that's it with the project section. So I'll just create a comment over here. I'll just type end of project section. Alright, now let's go back to our website and let's see whether we have all the elements. So here we can see we have the title and all the projects and the titles displayed over here. Right now the next section is services. So let's create a section and we'll give it a class of services and also an ID of services. and we'll create a wrapper division for the max width, and in that we need to have a heading, and here we'll just type services. And for all these services, I'll just create an unordered list, and let's create list items. And for the first one we have web development, and let's duplicate this 2 more times. The next one is app development, and then we have search engine optimization. Alright, that's it with the services section. So I'll just create a comment, end of services section. Let's go back to our website, and everything's looking alright. Now the next section is the testimonial section. Now for the testimonial section, we're going to use a library called Swiper.js. So we'll not write the HTML for it right now. So I'll just create a section for that. So I'll just type section, and we'll create a section with a class of testimonials and also an ID of testimonials. And we will add a wrapper division for a fixed max width, and I'll just leave it blank. We will write the code for this later. Right here we'll just create a comment. I'll just type end of testimonials section. Right now the next section we need to have is my skills section. So let's create a section, and we'll give it a class of skills and also an ID of skills. And first of all we will create the wrapper division, and in that we need to have the heading. So I'll just type h2, and let's type my skills. And then for each of these logos or icons, we'll create a division with a class of icon container or icons container. And for each of these icons, we'll create a division with a class of icon. And in the icon, we need to have an image and this text. So let's create an img tag, and in the src I'll just type images / html logo.svg, and let's create a division for the text, and we'll give it a class of skill, and here we'll just type html. Alright, let's copy this icon, and we need to paste it 5 more times. Alright, for the second one we need to have CSS. So let's type css logo.svg, and here I'll just type CSS. And the next one is JavaScript. So I just type JavaScript logo.svg, and here I'll just type JavaScript. And then we need to have React. So here I'll just type React, and for the text I'll just type React. And then we have Flutter and Figma. So let's type Flutter, and here also we'll just type Flutter, and here we'll type Figma, and here we'll just type Figma. Alright, that's it with the skills section. So let's create a comment, end of skills section, and let's go back to our website, and we have all the logos and everything displayed alright. Right now the next section is the contact section. So let's create a section, and we'll give it a class of contact and an ID of contact. And here also we need to have the wrapper division. And first of all let's have the h2, and here we need to type contact me. And then we'll create a form, and in the form we will have the input fields. So for the first one we need to have input of type text, and we'll also add a placeholder, and for the placeholder we'll just type full name. And let's duplicate this, and the next one is email. So the type will be text, and here for the placeholder I'll just type email. And then we need to have a text area for this message. So I'll just create a text area over here, and we'll also add a placeholder, and for the placeholder we'll just type message. And then lastly we need to have a button with the text send message. So I'll just create a button, and we will give it a class of btn and also light, and here I'll just type send message. Alright, that's it with the contact section. So I'll just create a comment over here, end of contact section. Alright, now the last thing we need to have is this footer. So for that let's create a footer element, and here also we need to have a max width. So I'll just type wrapper, and in that we need to have the logo. Here I'll just type Darcy. Then we need to have this text. So I'll just type P, we'll just create a paragraph tag, and here I'll just type Darcy, and here we'll just add a copyright symbol and type 2022, and then we need to have these 3 social media icons. So for that, let's create a division with the class of social, and we'll create anchor tags, and here you can provide the link of your social media pages, and in the anchor tags we will have an img tag, and in the src I'll just type images / facebook-logo.svg, and let's duplicate this 2 more times. Next we need to have Twitter and dribble, so just type Twitter and dribble. Right, now let's go back to our website, and everything is looking alright, we don't have any problems. So that's basically it with the HTML of our design. In the next video we will start writing the CSS and we'll make it look like this. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.